Welcome on in to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show Season 5. This is our 2-hour Blue Jay edition of our program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. A very happy Sammy McKee. Jake the Snake Schultz and Derek Brandeo. We are live on Sportsnet 360, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Included in all of that, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube when you can't catch us live. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Steve Valiquette, analyst for the New York Rangers, MSG CEO, Clear Sight Analytics, always a lot of fun. In the next hour, also will be joining us Tom Fitzgerald, general manager of the New Jersey Devils. Somewhere out there, there's a Toronto Maple Leaf hockey game, but I don't know if anybody's noticing that at all in the city of Toronto. Or for that matter, right across Canada, as we, as Canadians, get our first World Series in 32 years.
Wow.
And we sent our very own Sammy McKee on assignment last night to cover that Blue Jay game.
Who sent?
Your wallet.
My pocketbook sent me?
On assignment. So where do you want to start? Was that you on a lamppost last night?
Do we have the picture of you? I just texted to Derek last minute. I forgot to send
What picture?
the picture of you downtown amidst the yes. Is there a better picture of Sam?
That justifies who you are.
I love this picture.
Right?
I also love that it's only you turned to the camera. It's
You are.
Shout out my wife Allison for taking that picture.
You are amongst your people there, right?
Yeah, that isn't my people.
Can I ask you something?
yes.
Would you go into that mosh pit?
I would be desperately trying to get out of it.
Oh, I
would
ran
be
right in the middle.
sprinting and pushing.
See, that would have been me 20 years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
It's okay. It's good for
pre-kids,
you,
maybe.
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, not really the way I'm feeling today. I think my head hit the pillow at 4:30 a.m. last night, boys. I had a bit of a night. I'm not going to lie, but I can't help but just be euphoric for Toronto Blue Jays fans all across our country. There's people all over the country that love the team. And you just got to put up with a lot of crap as sports fans, not just like Toronto sports fans. Every sports fan goes through heartbreaks, and you just don't get a lot of nights like last night.
Mhm.
It's just, you have to just really revel in it. And I am. I'm over the moon. I can't believe I witnessed that last night.
Did you know off the bat of George it was gone?
I thought it was maybe off the wall.
For the record, Sam was like 10.
Yeah, I
up.
I had
good
amazing seats, and it was right by me. I thought he was maybe going to bang it off the wall.
Yeah.
But when Randy Rosarena pulled up,
Turned.
he pulled up, I was like, oh, is he going to play it off the wall? And then he was like, oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, my God, no. Oh. And I hugged a lot of people, a lot of strangers, great section, just an unbelievable experience. 10 out of 10.
Can I ask what you paid for your tickets?
You can't, because my mom listens to this show. But
Close your ears.
I paid face value. So I didn't pay
Manageable.
I didn't pay
Okay.
an exorbitant amount.
That sounds like a really good deal for Game 7.
It was an unbelievable deal. Yeah.
And
But it was still a lot, but it was good.
See, the same thing happened to us when in the New York Rangers when we were up 3-1.
Mhm.
Game 5 was more expensive than Game 7.
Because people thought they were going to see.
They don't want to be there to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would bring the value down.
And here's what I'll say about the crowd last night. Unbelievable the whole night.
Mhm.
Even when they were down. Me not included. I was desperately.
Buddy,
I
we're on a
had my
chat room.
Yeah.
We're on a chat.
Yeah,
and
I know. Listen.
There's times when you participate, and then there's times when I could feel your anxiety.
You guys
and
are both
you don't
those
respond.
I wish our chat could be
We're-
public because
we're
you're both
fire
a
and
joke.
ice.
Because you are like, this one's over. We're the best. Whatever. And everything. It's over.
I'm
it's
like,
over.
Yeah. You. Let's face it. You thought they were done.
Absolutely. I thought
Okay.
they were done. Here's what, would you like me a sampling of what I said to you guys last night? Quickly. He had to wear the effing jersey.
Yeah, you're blaming the
This
jersey
is
for
over with a
loss.
bunch of O's.
Yeah,
Well, at least
over.
we're back to 4 to 6.
Isn't our time slot
And
for the show?
don't love the field right now. they need runs right now.
That's your 4 messages.
Those are the 4 messages I
Thanks
said.
for your contributions.
Yeah, and then OMG when the home run was hit.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And can you read mine?
there's a
With-
lot.
With Springer coming to the plate?
Kip recommended, he had a good managerial piece of advice. He said, hit a home run to Springer. It'll be the biggest one, the second biggest one in Jay's history, I think you said.
I said, hit a home run. It would be the second biggest in history.
Yeah.
And then a minute later, he hit it.
Boom.
And that's George.
That to be able to sit here and tell you guys that I was 10 rows up from maybe one of the greatest moments in the history of the city for sports, it's pretty special.
That's pretty
It's
awesome,
just
man.
really special. So
Yeah.
lucky to get to do this stuff, boys. I'm pretty emotional today.
You saving your pennies for the Dodgers?
It's a different animal. Like the tickets for the CS were like attainable, but like I'm looking at it's
Like
it's
$6,000 a ticket?
It's a different animal.
Is it or $6,000 for a pair?
No, that's for a ticket.
So
That was in the
12,000 for a
500s,
pair.
That was game 7.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
But
we'll see what happens.
now you're inviting worldwide
Yes.
markets in, and that's what is driving the price now. People are flying in to be a part of a Toronto LA World Series.
The Ohtani factor is huge. Speaking of flying in the crowd last night when I was down there where that picture was, this guy stopped me. Michael stopped me. He's like, I flew in from Taiwan. He's like, I listen to you guys' show every day in Taiwan.
No way.
And he's like, I flew in for games 6 and 7 to go to the games. I'm from Toronto. And he's like, would you like to smoke a dart with me? And I said, yes, Michael, I would. And we hacked a glorious dart together.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
That's amazing.
You took a dart from a stranger. It could
Yes.
be laced.
It may have been.
Yeah, he hoped it
With
was.
happiness.
It was really
Anyways.
cool over the city. We'll talk a bit more about it in the Leafs hour. Actually do some sort of comparisons that the Leafs can learn from that lineup, that chemistry, that group. Because that is a pretty cool the way they're built. You know, different than I think how the Dodgers are built.
Yeah.
You know, which is just superstar, money.
Hockey?
Bo will be back.
Hockey
We're
boys?
gonna get Bo. What do you think about Bo? Where do you even put him?
Bo is interesting to me because
I'm a little worried about it.
I think a player of Bo Bichette's caliber is going to want to play his position. And I think it gets a little bit awkward. And
Can't DH him?
well, then where are you going to put
George,
Springer?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He can't play the outfield, can he?
can.
He can. I mean, he took a 98-mile-an-hour heater off his knee, and he was swinging with one leg last night. So I don't know. You got to put him on the roster, clearly, but some awkward questions.
Game 1, Friday night. I believe we will be
What
a
are you guys
part
doing?
of a
are
doubleheader
you
against
kidding
the
me?
Buffalo Sabres.
Kip and I
So-
are working game 1.
Oh, that's incredible.
The league is looking at options.
Are they?
Yeah,
Really?
but I don't know. I don't know if anything can get done. I think
This
it's.
Saturday you could.
I think it's driven by the home team. You're going to have to convince the Buffalo Sabres to push the game to 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and
the
I'm
problem
not
is
sure.
they played the night before.
I'm not
and-
sure Buffalo wants to do that.
Thing is, here's my
Our AAA
I'll argue
affiliates
this.
there.
I was
Just
gonna
push
say,
away.
I'll argue this. Buffalo Sabres fans are mostly Jays fans, right? That's their team.
It could be
Yankees.
25,
Yankees.
20% of the people in there are Canadian.
Yeah. I do think that there would be interest from the Sabres. So Saturday, there's a chance. I think there's a chance. I can't see them moving Friday. You can play a 4 p.m. Friday
I
game?
think there's a better chance of them moving Friday than Saturday.
Is that right?
I just think with the sponsors
Hockey
and
Night
all
Canada.
Hockey Night in Canada, it's a coast-to-coast thing.
If you went 5 p.m., you're done by 7:30. First pitch is 8 o'clock.
I got to say, there's a lot of people smiling around here today. So some big,
Sportsnet?
some big smiles around Sportsnet. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
A couple high fives.
By the way, I park on the first floor of the underground
Yeah,
parking.
yeah.
I was every day, first floor. Nothing there, nothing second. Down to P4 today.
P4.
Everyone's in the building.
Everybody's in the building.
No work from home days today.
Sniffing out tickets already.
I didn't even know P4 existed.
It's just dirt. The dirt.
Okay.
Oh.
I dare our next guest, Steve Valiquette, to come on our show today with an LA Dodgers hat.
No way.
Never.
Oh, no.
I need to get myself a Jays hat. I'm sorry, I don't have one today. I'm gonna
Analyst
have
for
one
the New
next
York
Tuesday.
Rangers and Clear Sight Analytics, and always a great contributor to the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Valley, how are you, pal?
I'm good. I'm good, guys. Congratulations. That was a hell of a game. I wish I could have seen it last night. We were covering the game. Rangers played Minnesota. Wasn't able to watch it live, but I've been watching every game since they beat the Yankees, and I'm very happy for you all.
Yeah, well, we're
Appreciate that,
pumped.
pal.
We're pumped.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay. God, this could be a record of longest intro to another sport
Right,
on our
back to
show
hockey.
in 5 years. But we will talk a little hockey. I want to stay with your New York Rangers. I saw a picture on the internet yesterday that copied Mark Messier's guaranteed win night in Jersey by saying, instead of Mark's "we will win tonight," they superimposed JT Miller's face, and it was "we will score tonight."
Laugh it up, huh? Laugh
Right?
it up, NHL.
But hey, the guarantee came through. They did score.
Yeah. 57 seconds in, and then that was it for the night. It was the worst game the teams played since the home opener. They had 2 high danger chances in the entire game. Look, guys, my job the morning after, I get up pretty early. We're doing, bringing all the games in from the night before. And the first thing I cover, obviously, is the Rangers, and I want to see what all the scoring chances look like. And you know what? I was reminded of something this morning. You need to make the goalie's head move when you take a one-timer. So I'm watching all of the mid-danger chances. They had 8 of them. And mid-danger chances, they almost give you a conflict of where offense comes from. They look like they're pretty good, but they're not that hard for the goalie when you put yourself in the goalie's skates. I'll explain. And because we're on camera here, you guys can see me, and I'll do my best to at least represent what's happening here on camera for the listeners. But the goalie's head, when the puck is going from behind the net to the slot area, the goalie's head has to move 180 degrees. So you're behind the net, and then the first time you see the puck, it's almost a surprise because you're going in blind and you're trying to pick it up quick and you're trying to set your feet, which makes it a grade A scoring chance. The same way when a puck goes east to west, your head moves 180 degrees to go from right to left or left to right. Again, that's why it's a grade A scoring chance. But when one-timers are passed from the wall to the middle or from the side of the net when the player gets above the goal line to slot, it's more like 90 degrees instead of a 180.
Right.
And it's easier. It may look difficult because of the location, but it's not as hard of a save. So the Rangers had 8 of those in the game. And again, I'm looking at the video this morning and I'm just saying to myself, they're missing the mark on where shot quality comes from. And they haven't been able to score. And they have players on their roster that haven't been able to elevate the puck on scoring chances. And they're really spending too much time with puck on stick. And I think that, from me coming on the show and representing this enough times, you guys are with me here. You've got to have the puck off your stick in less than half a second to be effective. And that's been the issue for the team. Just too much time on the stick. I was looking at this afternoon. Lafreniere, over the last 3 years, his shooting percentage on those scoring chances I just mentioned, it's 15 goals below league average. And there's a few other guys in the team that are culprits here. So it's like saying your process is great. You get plenty of scoring opportunities, but you don't finish. And I think they're trying to figure out what they can do to help their process and help their finishing ability because they've been defending much better. And Igor's playing lights out, but they're not winning hockey games.
What'd you make of that Wild team who started the year pretty good? They're only 500, but I kind of like what they're building there.
Well, the Wild were, you know what, Bourne, their power play is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'll start there. So I was looking at all of their power play chances yesterday morning, preparing for the game, and they've scored 10 power play goals going into last night. 6 of them have been across the screen. And I'll explain this one too, because the video is outstanding. That Eriksson Ek, he's the best net front guy in the NHL at screens. He at least registers the most of them. And what he does is when he gets net front, he's working in tandem with Kaprizov. And you know who else is nasty is that Zeev Buliam, the defenseman. I mean, that guy can pedal up there as good as anybody in the league. He's nasty. So he or Kaprizov are up top. And I think I mentioned this in the previous show where they actually cross the midline at the blue line. They cross the midline. And as soon as they do that, you can see the goalie's head go from strong side shoulder to weak side shoulder, and they throw it back across the other way. Well, the goalies are getting all tied up. And there's also times where Eriksson Ek is just screening on the pass, and they're hitting Kaprizov to the Leon Draisaitl spot, and he's just teeing off. I mean, that's a one-timer. Like, Panarin had the same opportunity in Buffalo and against the Edmonton Oilers with Skinner, who we all know how well Skinner moves east to west, and he drops his chin and he dusts it off once and he skates a stride closer to the net. But by that point, it's like 5 Mississippis have already expired, and you can't compare that shot to the Kaprizov one. It's just a totally different thing. And you know what? While I'm talking about the game, I'm going to bring one last thing up, just overall hockey acumen here. Last night, Brodin scored a goal off the face-off on Shesterkin. If you guys saw it, it went off the stick of Lafreniere. And Lafreniere was late to get there. And for anybody that's defending a clear-sighted shot, you must know this. Let the goalie take it from there. It was really on the outside slot, just to the outside slot. It wasn't really dead slot by any means. The shot wasn't that difficult. But Igor Shesterkin this year, guys, every shot that he's seen for more than half of a second, he has a 100% save percentage. So, like, let him have that one.
Right.
It goes off the shaft of Lafreniere, it dips down, and that was the score that now equalized the game at 1-1. But I think that players should know, if you're going to be late to get in the lane, let them have it. If you're going to be early and you can body it and force a shot to the short side, that's obviously the name of the game.
A reminder that this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. You're watching and listening to Steve Valiquette, analyst with the New York Rangers, CEO of ClearSight Analytics. All right, we had a pretty lengthy conversation, debate on Anthony Stolarz with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he had a lot of things to say after the loss against Seattle on the weekend. We're kind of split here. Well, not really. It's JB and Sammy against me on whether or not Stolarz went too far, crossed the line. Certain things were okay, some weren't. Where do you stand on goalies being in a position now to kind of critique, certain players, and whether Stolarz totally had the green light for you or not? Okay,
so my feeling initially when I saw the play was, of course, he can be pissed off because Carlo's just standing there. And I tweeted out that, look, I think that first he was beat up on the hit, and then he looked up and he saw his teammate standing there, and then he just snapped and decided to throw the net off. So I would leave it there because the message would get delivered and it would be received. And you don't have to say anything. And this is how, in my opinion, sports work anyway. When you're not playing well, you don't have a voice. Or, and that's not the case for Stolarz, or if your past behavior has been a little suspect, you don't have that voice. And you can't forget that last year he exited the postseason because he was grazed by Sam Bennett. And Sammy, I'm sorry, I've heard you say it before that he got, decapitated. Not the case
assaulted.
on that hit. No, Sammy, those don't hurt. Trust me, they don't hurt. We're so padded. It's one of two things. That hit I didn't like at the time because either you wanted out because you weren't sure about yourself, or you're that susceptible to a concussion, so you shouldn't be playing anyway. So for those two reasons, I'm worried about you. And you guys know, when that guy's healthy, top 3 goalie in the league all day for me. I love the guy in net. I think he plays a great game. But you can't leave a series the previous year and then chirp the next year. You just hold your lane and shut your mouth, because you can really screw things up in the locker room. That's just the way it works. And, he went a little far too with bringing Nylander into it on the back check. I didn't even think that back check was that bad, because you know what? When you're a goalie, you don't really, unless you watch the game the next day, you don't know the timing of everything. And I even looked at the numbers on, his reference to the screens and stuff, and that's not really the case. I mean, they're not that bad. Screens for the Leafs this year, they're 15th in the NHL. They've had the 15th most. Point shots with no screen, they're tied with Calgary for 6th, and net front at 5-on-5, they're 16th. So I didn't think their numbers were that bad. It doesn't really back up the claim. I think that one issue that you can say and understand is that there's been some history there. So I'd imagine that he's seen the lack of back check and experienced those things. So he had something to say about it. But, look, I think that when it comes to the locker room, it's a sacred thing. And you have to be very careful early in the season not to create something that doesn't need to be created. As I've said before, I think that in the locker room, guys, you can fool your girlfriend, you can fool your wife, you can fool your agent. Sometimes you can fool the coaches, but you can't fool the boys.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. I've never heard that before, but interesting.
Well, you know what I mean, Kyper.
Oh, I do.
Everybody
I do.
knows
Yes.
in the room.
Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day, and they're telling me some Ken Dryden story about him saying that, as a goalie, it's a good thing if the team fears their goalie a little bit, has a little bit of a factor like that. And I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, Billy Smith, definitely. Grant Fuhr for those, probably. You
Henrik. You should have seen Henrik, Bourne.
Yeah.
Henrik.
Okay.
Henrik was not a choir boy.
Right.
He'd come in. I remember one road trip, Colorado, Minnesota. It was the Minnesota game that Gabrick had 5 on him. And he came in and did like $25,000 worth of damage to the locker room.
Oh, my.
Just trashed the place. And, he was that pissed off. And you know what? If I don't want a choir boy for a goaltender. He could be a civilian, good guy off the ice, this and that. But on the ice, I want a maniac. And, I'm sorry, that's what Henrik was. And he was a killer on the ice.
I mean, post game, Henrik, the media attention, he was one of the first guys they always went to. Was he critical? Was he selective on the things that he said after the game?
He seemed, you know what, Kyper, he was always right on it. If he was playing really well, he may have a little more to say, but with his credibility, he could say anything and being as honest and as blunt as he would want to be. But look, my point with Stolarz is that just don't put that attention on yourself, man. You're a really good goalie. If I was somebody on the coaching staff, that's exactly what I would have said to him, person to person.
One more for me, and you can speak of this because you lived the position, you played the position. If a couple of guys on a team are pissed off at a goalie, is there a chance subconsciously they could play different around you?
Oh, man, that's such a good question. I believe in that all the way. I believe in people sticking up for people that they love.
Because I've had teammates, Valley, not to cut you off, but I've had teammates saying, you think I'm going to block a shot for that guy now?
Yeah. Hey, buddy, as a backup that played once every 2 weeks, can you imagine the teammate I was? I'm giving tips, I'm juggling, I'm backflipping. Anybody want more shots? I knew when I got in there, it was an event. So I also knew that I had to, reach that level of credibility with my teammates to make sure they were going to battle for me. And I feel like I was very well liked and respected. And I feel like everybody gave me everything they had on the ice. So I do believe in that. I do believe in that. The locker room is such a sacred place, and nobody knows if it's fractured or not, except for the guys in there. And you know how pockets can get created and subplots can manifest. It can kill a season. I mean, I've seen it both ways, guys, where the more time you spend with your teammates, the closer you are. And then sometimes you can kind of screw that up too, because you're at bottle service and then all of a sudden, somebody picks up the bill and the next day he's coming around the locker room with a hat and we're like, oh, I thought you picked that one up last night. Oh, okay, that's how you are. I guess I'm not going out with you next weekend.
But poker games I've seen destroy a dressing room.
Big time. Hey, by the way, a story that never really got out, but I know of a star player that was taking money off rookies and got traded. That's a real thing, and stories like this go around the league, and I'm not in the room any longer, but I know that stuff exists for sure.
I really like the expression, truth hurts, truth helps. I think for a team, these are essential processes to go through, and this is what Kip and I got into a little bit. And I think what forms these clicks you're talking about is guys who don't have the you-know-whats to say it to the guy. And instead it's, hey, he never backchecks. That guy doesn't do his job. Yeah, I know. That's how that stuff gets started to me. I am curious to see which way it goes for the Leafs. For the years here, we haven't heard anyone say anything like this. So that was the root of our discussion
publicly,
yesterday.
though. But it was said in the dressing room. Stolarz, everything that he said publicly, my understanding is he said it after the game. So it was said already. The only difference was, did John the mailman need to hear it too? Moments later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'll stand on the word I said earlier, which is, you left the playoffs last year. You gotta kind of just keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, and work your butt off, and
that's
just
good.
stay out of it.
All right, let's move on from the Toronto Maple Leafs, the team they're going to be playing tonight. They got the New Jersey Devils. Jake Allen playing more than Markstrom, with Markstrom hurt. Allen off to a pretty good start this year, Valley.
Yeah, he is. His numbers represented above the board are stronger than his analytical numbers. But last year, when he could have been a free agent at the end of the year, he was the goalie I consulted with the teams that I work with to go after and get, because his year last year was outstanding. His numbers were head and shoulders above Markstrom's last year. And you can see why he's holding his own again. He's kind of one of those Renaissance type goalies that has been in the game a really long time, been on the rails, and figured it out maybe a little bit later, how to be consistent. For a long time, the book on Jake Allen was that when the team was not allowing a lot but needed a save, he didn't come through. But when the team wasn't playing well and he had a lot of volume, that's when he would perform, when the pressure wasn't as important at the time. So there's game states where you can measure these things, and it does check out. That's kind of been the book on Jake. But now I feel like he can play any kind of game. He can play a game where he doesn't feel a lot and still make a big save, or the opposite side of the coin where he gets a lot of volume and can still play big.
Got to ask you about Detroit, and there's no question that Detroit's better with Gibson, right? But are they playoff better with Gibson?
Gibby's he's a tough one, because for years I thought that he was the easiest pre-scout in the NHL because he was such a challenger, and you could fade off of not shooting because he was so good on the open shot and pass it. And I feel like now he's, again, maybe with age a little bit, matured and backed up in his crease so that he's not just a first shot goalie. He can be available. I think for years too, because Anaheim was so poor, that it was almost safer not to be too responsible, because if you do over challenge, you can say, I had my guy, and you can give up the pass. And whereas now I feel like, especially with what came out with Detroit after their first couple games, they've been running hot since. He's kind of playing to win now, and Talbot he's been terrific as well. So both guys are going well, and they got a good thing going in Detroit. I was kind of surprised actually looking at today was one of the days where you're 2 weeks into the season, and I have to go through who's performing well, whose environment is difficult. And there's some surprises right now around the league, guys. Like Connor Hellebuck is the top performing goalie again, analytically. And this year, the difference though is that Winnipeg, as good as they're playing as far as results, and they look like they're coasting, they're giving up a lot. They're giving up the third most high danger scoring chances in the NHL right now, and their environment is third difficult. Interesting too, though, Bourne. Sorokin's just getting killed right now on Long Island. What's going on there? He's facing 11 high danger chances against a game. That's insane on average. Typically, NHL worst team is about 8. That's how bad the Islanders have been defensively. Is that what you've seen?
Wait a second. They got the greatest 18-year-old to play 26 minutes a night ever.
Yeah.
How can this be?
Right. They're giving up a lot. Wow, I'm surprised. So that's the toughest environment in the NHL right now is Long Island. Second toughest environment is Ottawa, Linus Ullmark. His numbers reflect that. His save percentage, Linus is on his scoring chances, is .843, which is lowest amongst all starting goalies in the NHL. A couple guys that have come back really well. Jake Ottinger, Spencer Knight has been terrific.
Oh, yeah.
And they both have a little bit of a look to them that's similar. We were speaking last week about Vasilevsky, how he's upright, but he's almost too high. And those two guys, Ottinger last year, very wide. He's got his feet under him. Spencer Knight, especially when he was younger, he felt a little more confident getting wide and getting closer to the ice. So you're actually closer to the puck. But now he's got a better balance. He's got his feet under him. He looks terrific. Both guys, I think, are going to have big years as long as they can keep the posture they have as well as the feet under them. And, just technically, because I was on the ice this morning, I was working with a big goalie about this same conversation. I always bring up, and I know I've been bringing up with posture and with feet under you, but one thing it does, guys, is it lets you read the play better. So if the puck's in the corner, and I remember this from when Toronto had Frederik Andersen, he would actually press down and really dig in and look a little bit too deep at plays when the puck carrier was in the corner, and he'd essentially shut off his left eye if he was looking in the right corner. Whereas goalies that are, bigger posture, like a Shesterkin or Henrik Lundqvist when he played, they'd be upright so they could actually open their left eye and see the ice better for the pass. I remember learning this lesson when I was playing for the Rangers in Washington. The puck was in the right corner. Mike Green used to sneak off the right point, and you'd know he's coming, but I made the same error where I was kind of low and pressing and looking hard on the puck carrier and not really being able to see out of my left eye. He sneaks down and just rips a one-timer by me. Next day in video, going over the video with the goalie coach, he's like, Steve, you got to get up. Like, your left eye is shut. You've got to pick yourself up, get your feet under you. You're a big guy. You'll see the ice and scan better. So one thing I've worked on with the goalies I train, see it with a lot of NHL goalies, Shesterkin would be one, seeing it from Knight, seeing it from Ottinger. Off the rush, if they're a little higher in their stance, but athletic, you can get a better scan and have a better peripheral vision of what's happening around you, and you have your energy under you. And so you can see how there's a balance there. You don't want to be too high like Vasilevsky, and you don't want to be low and pressed down like Mrazek. You've got to be able to keep that balance.
Do you want one more? Well, I'm just wondering, are we doing one more? We got to grill the panel still. We got to.
Oh.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, Sammy, how are we? I just want to ask about Montreal. I mentioned Detroit in the Atlantic. Montreal off to a great start too. Dobich.
So Dobish, right? Like, we covered the game Saturday night with Montembeault and net. And, I know he's your boy, Bourne, but I heard he got married this summer. He gained a couple of lbs.
Oh, no.
He's a little heavier.
Oh, no.
Not moving around so well out there. He gave up a few long-distance goals against the Rangers. Dobish has taken over. Dobish, I would compliment him the same way I just did with Ottinger and Knight. The common characteristics of the guys that are playing at the top of their game are strong posture, feet under them, scan the ice well, they can read it. Everybody can skate, everybody can be explosive, but they can't be explosive unless they have the posture that's proper in their stance with their feet under them.
Fair enough. All right, should we?
All right, that's good by me.
Okay.
Whoa.
Where are we on points?
Don't split on me, boys. We got to grill the panel.
Where are we on points?
Okay, I got points at Kyper 7, Bourne 5, McKee 5.
All right.
This is a big week.
Not bad.
Big week.
Yep, this is a big week. All right, so Grill the Panel is brought to you by somebody to be named later.
Oh, okay.
Any steakhouses listening?
Yes.
Any steakhouses listening?
Jacobs, if you're listening, we
Jacobs.
are.
DM me at
Fresh
Valley's
off
View.
their Dante's Fiesta.
All right. Hey, boys, we're going to cover screens a little bit here, and we're going to go in a couple of directions.
Okay.
What defenseman screened his own goalie for the most goals against last season? There were 17 goals scored last year by a defenseman screening his own guy. So here's your list of 5 guys you get to choose
Brendan
from.
Carlo. Oh, sorry.
Hey, you know what? He's right outside the top 5.
Oh, okay.
Right outside the top 5. But you do have Jake McCabe. Jake McCabe, Mike Matheson, Nick Seeler, Mario Ferraro, Brett Kulak.
All right, who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first? I'm going to take Mario Ferraro.
Crap. That's who I was going to take too.
I'll take Kulak in Edmonton.
I'll go with Matheson.
Matheson is the correct
Oh.
answer.
Bang!
He screened the goalies last year in Montreal 49 times, 17 goals against.
I literally was just like, I don't know. San Jose gives up a lot of goals.
That was my exact thought too.
Yeah. All right. Next one. What goalie has allowed the most goals against through screens this season with 6 goals against?
What goal?
Merzlikins, Kemper, Ullmark, Hellebuck, Dostal.
Give me Allmark.
I'm gonna use your tip earlier in our segment and say Hellebuck.
I'm going to Stahl.
Ullmark.
Hey,
yeah.
all right,
I mean,
the kid's on the board.
32 goals and 32nd goals against probably would have been a good guess.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? That's a good guess.
Right.
That's a good
All
guess.
right. This one's pretty neat. This is what defenseman has been on the ice for the most high danger chances against. The number's 23.
Oh my
23 high danger chances this
Bouchard.
defenseman has been
The
on the
season
ice
just
for so far
started.
this year.
23.
Bouchard.
Wait. This one's for Sammy. Brandon Carlo,
Oh God, it's Carlo.
Mason Lowry, Charlie McAvoy. Not good that the Leafs have 2 guys on this list. Riley Morgan and Seth Jones.
Oh God, it's got to be a Leaf.
I think it's
I'll
Carlo.
pick last.
It's Carlo.
Morgan.
Give me Lowry.
Seth Jones, 23.
Wow.
No way.
That's why it's the 3-pointer, boys. It's hard.
Yeah, it's a hard
I
one.
should've
Seth
known.
Jones.
You're
Yeah,
devious.
they're
They
giving
lost
up a
4 in a
lot
row,
right
right?
yeah. Florida's in tough now.
Well, he's suddenly asked to,
God, I went
to
0
do
for
an
3.
awful lot.
All right.
It's a
0
tough,
for
that's
3.
a great game, Valley.
Valley,
I know.
Great
All
job,
right.
bud.
great job, pal.
Love you
Really
guys.
appreciate you coming on the show.
Go Jays, go.
Go Jays,
Thanks,
go.
brother. Appreciate it.
Steve Valiquette, everybody.
We should break.
Great segment.
Fantastic stuff.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we return, still plenty more to get into, including a return for Brad Marchand in Boston. That and more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the Real Kyper and Bourne show. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Just can't stop talking about the Jays.
Can I give a shout out to our beloved Sportsnet colleagues covering the Jays? Everybody is doing such a good job.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Blair
I-
Barker did 90 minutes
I
last night.
listened
post-game.
to every minute of it lying
Hey,
in bed this
listen,
morning.
as a broadcaster, what more do you want than
This
just to follow a team of winners and champions? And
it's
this is what you hope for,
Mhm.
right?
and you expect great calls out of Dan Shulman and you expect great calls out of Ben Shulman, but Ben's call of the Springer home run is electric. It's unbelievable, and you can hear the crowd. And there's just something about a radio call for a big home run. It's amazing.
I
He
heard
crushed
them
it.
say,
Like, listen, I don't know what's going to happen between LA,
Ah,
but
That's
like,
Friday's problem, bud. We'll worry about that then.
It's
Take one to
it's
enjoy it.
it's a home run that it's right up there with anything that they've done in their history.
Second best
It
one
won't
ever.
be. It won't. It's still not Joe Carter,
It's tough
but
to top
it's
that.
it's what we'll be talking about for 20 years.
yeah,
Yep.
Dan gave it the she's
Right?
gone.
God, what a call.
But-
Love it.
I know we got our Leaf Edition show coming up, but I'll do this now.
Okay.
Yeah, just this whole thing about Vladdy and Austin's jersey coming in.
Let's just save this for. We could talk about Marchand. Let's save this for Leafs. Let's save this for a
Okay,
Leafs.
you wanna
hour.
do this?
Let's
Okay.
save
All
the
right.
fastball.
Okay,
For,
it's not a
for-
fastball.
I had a
It's
chance to
it's
get
not
a preview of the
fastball.
fastball. I was
No,
I
you
get
know,
to look
okay.
one in before
Just,
I take a
just
swing.
we'll do it on our
more
Leaf
baseball.
Edition, but just the attention that it got is what I want to get into a little bit. And Sammy wants to save it for
Well, like,
whatever. I mean,
what
it-
are you mad about the attention it got?
I'm not mad about it. I
Don't
just
put in the newspapers that I'm
I just I don't think it matched the intensity or the attention.
You
that
think it
it-
got way
that
more
it
than it
got.
deserved.
Yes. And you know what?
But it's always about the Leafs.
It's-
You're also in a hockey you're surrounded by
Yeah.
hockey, right?
It just brought
Ye-
unnecessary
yeah.
people from outside of the market
Yeah.
that are just waiting
Yeah.
to beat the Leafs up. It just brought them in. It's like you see Ryan Whitney tweeting about it. You see like people from Bart, like it's like everybody starts
You.
tweeting
And
about
they
it.
all got
Oh, yeah,
to eat it.
You.
Of
They
course
all
we-
had
You're a
to
bit
eat
of a ringleader on it.
What are you talking about? I wasn't. I said I wish he didn't do that. Is that not fair?
Yeah, that's what
I
you wish.
talked to 100 people at the Jays game last night. Love Leaf talk. Love Real Kyper Bourne. You know what they kept saying to me? I can't believe you put on the Matthews jersey. People are scarred, Kip. Austin Matthews.
Vladdy's slaying
Austin
dragons
Matthews
out
is
there.
0-6 in his playoff career in Game 7s with 0 goals.
The man had no bearing
Correct.
on anything that
I also think
happened
it's
last night.
Helpful.
It sure felt like it was
Okay.
going to have a bearing until the 7th inning.
See, it sure felt.
It did.
Yeah, you're tying imaginary things together. It's the correlation between ice cream sales and murder, which, by the way, do go up hand in hand.
Really?
Yeah, summer, it's hot, people eat more ice cream, more murder happens. It's
Anyways,
true, but they're not connected. They're not
That's
murdering
incredible.
because of ice cream.
Listen.
You're mad at
Well,
me about that?
no, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, you.
Sammy, I love you.
I don't know if you do. You're mad at
I
me.
love you. I love you.
The guy from Taiwan
I
said
just
to me
think
last night that
sometimes it gets out of hand a little bit with, sometimes that kind of talk is a
What?
little toxic for me. right?
Oh, that's rich. Toxic.
A little toxic.
Coming,
It's a little toxic.
coming from Britney
It
Spears
is.
himself over there.
It is. A man is home watching the game. Austin's sitting home watching a game, and now he's got a bearing now. And let me
He
just
must
tell
have
you
seen that
something.
and
Let me
been
just
like,
something, okay? I know those vibes going into the 7th inning were like Leaf vibes.
Horribly Leaf vibes.
Okay.
So much Leaf vibes.
If in fact they would have lost this,
Yeah.
Matthews is buried.
Buried.
Okay.
Buried.
Buried for the next 20 years.
100%. Totally agree.
Why though? Why?
Uh,
You don't think so?
20 years?
I think-
over-
Buddy, let me tell you something. They would have lost last night. It would have been Matthews' fault.
Well, that's not right.
No, I'm telling you, it would have been remembered as Matthews, Vladdy's Matthews
Sick.
jersey.
So
that,
he gets
that-
credit for last night? Since he had a bearing and they won? Matthews
Hey.
won?
He won a Game 7.
Maybe.
Sure, Kevin.
maybe, I don't know. But it's just, it just seemed a little over the top. I would have felt bad for Matthews today if
I
they would
think
have
you're
lost.
in a hockey echo
No,
chamber
no.
on your own Twitter feed.
No, he's-
and but you
he's
are
right.
too. You're
No, he's
surrounded
right.
by
But
hockey.
like, I mean, but you're right.
And would it have been like, okay, so the guy's
No, if
not a
none of
great
it-
player performer. So he's failed. But like now he's going to get linked to the Blue Jay loss. It's
We're
just-
talking about
it's
pixie dust and fairy tales here. It's all, nothing matters, really. Of course it had no bearing, but the perception of it is brutal.
I don't like the perception.
I put on the same shirt I wore the day before. Didn't matter, but I did the thing.
I
nobody-
wore my exact same
hundreds and thousands of people aren't holding you because of your short.
Yeah, but you're talking
Okay.
about caring about what dumb people think.
Yeah.
Like truly.
You just called Sam dumb.
Yeah. Well,
No,
yeah.
If people think that had bearing or would link it to anything, they're dumb people, and
Yeah.
we don't
But
have
we
to
got
care
one
about
on our
what
panel right
Yeah, I
now.
know. And often we go, okay, shut up, that's dumb. You know?
That's the reason I'm here.
That's like most of how we treat him, if you haven't noticed.
That's the reason I'm here. Oh, I love you guys.
Anyway.
Oh.
Well, we can't
was-
do it in Leafs Hour now.
I mean,
we just did it.
Austin Matthews, man, that was his biggest Game 7 win ever. Fantastic.
He must.
He's
have
over the hump.
Seen some of that. I hope
Okay.
he stayed offline.
Anyways.
yesterday.
He's over the hump.
All right.
Marchand?
Brad Marchand.
Back to Boston.
Got a clip. Oh, I think.
Did you clip anything?
I did. But we don't.
At 4:30 in the morning.
No, I did. But Derek, I think, stepped out. So.
Okay.
Did he go for a dart? So during the break,
Okay.
who sent me the Blue Jay
I
smoking
sent
a
it to you.
cigarette?
I did.
Okay, we'll play the clip. We got the clip. Do we have the clip?
Yeah.
Oh, this show's falling off the rails and it's not
I mean,
Friday.
I'm sure it's going to be tough on some people. Like, they won't be able to cheer because I know they don't like the Panthers very much. But, maybe they'll like me enough to give it a little yay out there or something. But yeah, no, I think that it'll be. I think there'll be a little bit of love there. Maybe if I do something good, if I do something bad, they'll probably boo me pretty quick. But they're pretty passionate here, so they might have forgot already and just treat me like any other Panther player.
Why would Brad Marchand get booed ever at all? For a second by anyone?
Will you destroy a helmet?
Maybe that would start some booing, but
They booed Sundin here.
Brad
After
Marchand
they
made
gave him the big.
$6 million a year while getting Hart
Not a
Trophy
chance
votes.
that guy gets booed.
Yeah, no, massive.
Not a
ovation.
chance.
You don't think-
love him there?
You don't think that gets like initial huge emotional return standing ovation, then boo after that?
No,
Because
No.
that's what they did to Sundin here.
they love.
Listen, I love
Marchand.
Mats, but Mats didn't want to leave.
I know.
Brad didn't want to leave either, but he was like not going to resign.
Mhm.
So that's, I think it's, well,
Buddy, when your team's bad, like bad, and a good player wants at the end of their career wants to go play for a not bad team, you don't get to be upset. You appreciate
yeah.
the time
Well,
they gave you.
I
that had probably more to do with the fact that
didn't wave at the
he
deadline.
didn't wave it when he
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
first chance.
Yeah.
That was the boo.
Not.
Not is similar.
I was going to say that I watched a lot of that press conference that he did, like his return press conference to cut that clip. Get the sense that really, like he's obviously happy in Florida, but guy's a Bruin.
He's a Bruin.
Guy's
He's
a Bruin. And
It's-
he feels like there's a lot of angst that he isn't a Bruin anymore. I
Mhm.
actually felt it watching that.
yeah, like he walked into the best case scenario,
Correct.
beautiful weather, good contract, great team, Stanley Cup. And it's like, yeah, he didn't want to have to do that.
No.
That was the
And
best.
he
next.
had a lot of options, including the Leafs. We know that Brad Treliving put a lot of time and energy in
Yeah.
trying to get him.
How close was that?
Well, it was as close as thinking that they were going to get him until Florida went 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. So they found a different way to get the money. Florida should never have been in a position to come close to what the Leafs could offer.
Mhm.
But
You think
they-
the Leafs should have gone
they,
6 years?
once you factor in cost of living and state tax and the 6 years, they got to his number. And
funny 'cause he said that.
nobody, including me, ever thought Florida would write him a contract like that.
Yeah. It's a long
But
time. So
They
he's
did.
43
They
years
did,
old.
and it was done.
Has anyone played till they're 43? Is the league not like, hey, it's not normal?
Max Scherzer.
I really thought
How old's Max Scherzer?
I think he's
I
31.
really thought that Brad would be in a position to play 55, 60 games and take some nights off, and they don't go on
no,
this road
he's
trip.
their most important player.
Well,
They're the top
there's
line
no
now.
Barkov all season long. There's no Kachuk until February or just before the Olympics, and that guy's got to play.
that does stink that he was probably like, okay, I can go somewhere and be supporting cast and just be effective in my 16 minutes a night. And they were like, au contraire, here's the backpack that is the team. You get to wear this all season long. So yeah, that's a big challenge for him. But
And I don't know what's going on, but like Tampa's a team that some thought they could legitimately win the Atlantic. Like
That's definitely the biggest outlier of the year.
I
so
don't
far.
like it's. I don't even think it's getting that much attention right now.
Kucherov hurt now. Is that right? There.
And I told you, Vasilevsky to me since surgery has never gained his magic back.
Florida, man, they're fun to keep an eye on. I just hope they're not fully healthy all of a sudden in late March or something.
Oh, they will be.
Our thanks to Steve Valiquette on our Tuesday. Does a terrific job. If you're just catching us now, you can reload on a Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube. Catch our interview with Steve. It was a good one today. Next hour, Leaf Edition. Was it your idea? You want to do a Jays Leafs comparison?
Not comparison, but what can they learn?
What can they learn? All right, Professor Bourne in our next hour. Don't go away. of Real Kyper and Bourne, brought to you by Bet365. Somewhere out there, there's a Toronto Maple Leaf game tonight against the New Jersey Devils. For those of you who care about anything other than baseball right now, and if you don't, we understand.
They could get weird tonight. They could finally do Riley at forward.
Yeah.
They could throw Hill to be in. They could get weird tonight, and people are just going to be like,
I said to Kyper in the break that I'm really happy there's no baseball tonight, and I could just watch a nice low-stress Leafs game.
Totally.
Like, I just need a low-stress event.
Just watch Keith's Devils
Sure.
escape out of the rink.
Sure.
Somehow, some way, the Toronto Maple Leafs got to put their focus in on being on the ice. But of course, today it was all about the Blue Jays, right? At the morning skate.
Honestly, Berube's, I think the first 5 questions he answered were about the Blue Jays. I think it was Lance Hornby from The Sun was like, sorry to change the subject here, but is Cowan in?
Trying to mix in a hockey question here. Let's, Brandeo and Jake, can we show Sammy downtown last night? I love this picture so much. It's perfect McKee and just a look of what it looked like down there last night. It looked like absolute pandemonium.
Kyper, I forget the guy's name, one of your guys you've played golf with before, took a video of like the final out of the game, and I was like in it, and very like predominant.
How would you have found that out?
Because he came up to me after. He's like, "Hey, you're from Sportsnet, right?" He's like, "You do a show with Kyper?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've golfed with Kyper a few times." He's like, "Want to see this video?" And I was like, "Sure."
It's like McKee, like in tears, hugging Allie. It's the best video.
It's amazing.
Okay, we'll find it.
Well, I have it on my phone. I can text it
he
to Jake.
sent it to you.
Yes, I have them all.
Okay.
Well, I should have done that before
Yeah,
we
you should.
started. But I
Tell us
didn't really
next
think of
time.
it. I didn't really think of it.
Do you want to do it in the meantime before
Sure.
we, while Derek finds a
Let's do
picture of
let's-
you downtown Toronto?
Let's do.
No
let's-
problem.
Let's do.
Let's do Berube.
No, I want to start with Riley
Okay.
because I think this was the most, as a Leaf fan, what I wanted to hear. So if we could play Morgan Riley's clip, please, that I put in there for Derek.
I think there's always things you can take away from it. You know, there's a small part of you that you're envious of them, right? You're almost jealous at what they're doing. I think because they're in Toronto and you know you watch it firsthand, you're obviously happy for them. And it's a great moment for the city. But I mean, we want to be able to do that and have a run like that. We felt that when the Raptors did it too. I think you look at the passion that they're playing with, and I mean that's contagious. And you know you want to be able to also bring that when your time comes.
I couldn't love that more.
That's the right takeaway for there's Sammy downtown.
There's Sammy
Look at
downtown.
that sea of people. An old 6'12" McKee.
I'm thrilled. They didn't in this picture. He wasn't up there yet, but there's a guy that got up on the sign, like up on the up on the stoplight, and he was banging on the sign. And he had a big Canada flag, and there's a big "Oh Canada." It was unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
People were just. And there's a guy in the middle there playing bagpipes.
Yeah.
It was a wild scene.
So just to get back to Morgan's comments, I know you loved it. I don't know if I would have gone there with the word jealous. You know, the sense I got out of that is like we have fallen so short. Like it's a reminder of how short they've gotten to that.
Totally.
And yeah, I mean that's.
I think it's honest, sort of.
I know it is
refreshing.
honest, but I don't know if. I don't know. I would have just left it alone.
How do you leave it alone, though?
I know. Listen, I just
But he wants to give that to Leafs fans. You know, that's what Leafs fans want to hear.
that they're
Cared about
they're
by the players.
opposite of that.
Well, I think he's recognizing that they haven't done that
I know.
and
I
want
know,
to.
and it's kind of sad. I just think
Very
it's kind of sad.
But-
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
He
But-
agrees.
It's nice. It's just nice to hear a guy that's been here for a long time that really gets it clearly, and he's a guy that's always been great speaking to the media, always speaks from the heart.
Oh no, it's very honest.
It's nice to hear him
I
say
think,
that.
again. It's a little too honest for me.
Yeah, I mean, but you didn't. I mean, like you just want these guys to be like, "Yep, hockey done." Grunt,
No.
grunt, grunt. Like what do you like? We've had in the last 2 days, we've had the most unbelievable clips from Stolars. This guy's pouring his heart out. You're like, say less, please. It's like, we want them to say this stuff. It's what we dream of.
I know, but I go through the dressing room. You go through media.
Yeah, well, and fandom.
How about Chief? Was he as excited as everybody else?
I would say, let's do Brule clip 1. Can the enthusiasm rub off on the Leafs?
The enthusiasm can rub off.
I can. I mean, I just think, guys are watching and just the emotion of the game, just the team camaraderie that, when you watch the Blue Jays, they're a very tight group. It's very visible.
Yeah. See, very excited.
Yeah, very, very thrilling. But I do, and I know we're going to get more into this kind of as we go on. I think it's really good for the Leafs players watching that to be reminded of the high end of the stakes. It's always being reminded of the low end. You fall short and we're going to trade guys and we're going to fire coaches. We're going to fire the president. We're going to fire. If you don't win, wait till you see the bad things that are going to happen. I think it's really great for everyone to be reminded what the high end of the stakes are here. Like, there is a lifetime of greatness ahead with success in this city. And I think it's refreshing.
I think it's always been there. They know what's.
They can't know.
They know.
Kipper,
No, they
we
don't.
haven't seen it here in my
they,
life.
They know. They just can't get there. That's all.
It's nice to see
They've
it in
seen
real
it in short.
life.
They've seen it in the first round, where it's like.
And second round last year.
No, I'm just saying
Go up 2-0
in the
on
first
Florida.
round, you could see, you can feel it. Sportsnet goes to 5-6 million people watching a Leaf game, and those are numbers that are now what the Blue Jays have experienced like throughout the playoffs. It's like they know what the prize is at the end of it. They know Bloor Street will break off into Lake Ontario if they ever win. They know it. But to your point, I mean, now the proof is right there, right? The proof is there for sure.
Are we doing lessons?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you want to do a little comparison. Now, okay, just for those of you that are just joining us on our Leaf Hour, I brought up the Vladdy wearing a Matthews jersey. Not that we're going to, do it all over again. Please download it and catch the last 10 minutes of our national hour. But I mentioned to Sammy that I'm so happy for Austin Matthews that he doesn't have to hear Sammy and his buddies now ripping on Vladdy for wearing an Austin Matthews jersey that caused the Jays to have lost.
Caused is a key
that would
word.
have caused the Jays to lose.
I wouldn't say cause is the right word, but related.
Sammy, we were in a full-fledged hockey conversation yesterday, and you broke the conversation up for the breaking news that Vladdy walked into the Dome with a Matthews jersey and how it was like death was on its way.
Okay, here's what I'll say, Kipper. I'm sorry. It's not like it was the most talked about thing for 3 hours. Like I'm sorry for breaking in what people are talking about.
Was it the sixth inning you brought it up again in our chat?
Around there.
Okay, here's one for you. I want to ask you.
Okay.
Did Vladdy know what he was doing when he picked that Matthews
But
jersey?
that's
No
the great
shot.
part. He's trying to represent
I
the city.
totally disagree with you.
Really?
You don't think Vladdy would have had any idea about the Leafs and the history of Game 7s? Nobody would have mentioned anything to him. He would have
I don't
been.
know. Is he a puck knower? I don't know.
He's played in this town for how many years now?
I don't know.
6?
Yeah.
And he would have had no idea what a Maple Leaf jersey would have. I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
See, I feel the exact opposite, that he's just like a super jovial, happy guy that wanted to support the city and just wore a Leafs jersey. That's how I thought.
I don't think he's that oblivious.
Okay.
I think he's like, okay, they failed before in Game 7, not our Game 7. And maybe he wanted to take the Leafs and Austin for a little ride.
Oh, and let's listen.
Fantasyland right
Love
here.
that. Love this thing.
Fantasyland.
Let's listen to what is like clips. Berube 2 on Vladdy. Let's listen
They're
to
a
that
very
clip.
tight-knit group. I think they're, I watch their guy, Vladdy, closely. Like, I watch how he interacts with all the guys and how much energy he brings all the time and happiness for his teammates and when they do something well. And he's got a lot of energy and a lot of positive vibe around him, you know, which a lot of them do, but he's their main guy, you know, and he brings that, and I think the whole team feeds off it.
I love that player. I love the guy.
Are we all thinking the same thing?
That's related to Matthews.
Not totally, but
You?
some things he maybe wishes.
Oh, listen, it's yes, all of it, all of the above. Yes.
Now, let me be the first to point out that when the Jays weren't winning games, they literally traded players away because of the happy, jovial barrio that they had going on there.
Buddy.
They were like, these
Hey,
guys,
Oscar, gotta go. Lourdes, gotta go.
like that attitude he's talking about
Yes.
when you're
it
losing
was a double-edged sword.
was
yes.
not serious enough, not
Yes.
professional enough.
100% right,
Yeah.
Barney. Nailed
You know,
it.
Yeah.
you win
Great baseball
games,
takes right here.
and everyone's
Great.
like, "Oh, this attitude is why you win." It's like they hit it out of the baseball
But
field.
that's but that is pro
Into the
sports
seats.
at its
it is
finest.
totally.
You win. It's like Bull Durham. Fungus on the shoe. When you win, it's colorful. You're a character.
Yeah.
You're a great guy. Fungus on the shoe in last place. You're a loser.
disgusting.
It's disgusting. Clean your flip-flops.
I've never seen Bull Durham.
Yeah, well, I will tell you.
Oh, you're missing a heck of a baseball movie.
I know.
But it is a great point. You know, everything gets colored through the lens of success
So-
and failure.
I've got my theories. You text us this morning, I guess, about just like what lessons could be learned
Yeah.
here. I got my theories on comparing
Go ahead. You can.
the no Jays and Leafs. I'm so
It's
interested
not
to hear.
so much comparison, but like, you know, that baseball team, this Jays team feels like a team, right? A capital T team.
Everybody
sort of
contributes.
together. And what really changed to me is guys who weren't important were elevated in status. This year you had Clement and Barger and kind of Falefa and Straw and Varsho. All these guys who were kind of on the fringe of the team became important and were kind of welcomed into the fold for whatever reason. The Leafs, obviously without Mitch Marner this year, the idea was to have a deeper bench and to have other people matter. And I think that you see what it looks like here when other people have success and matter. And so for the Leafs, it's, can you give them a chance to? Can Nathan Lucas hits second on this team? He played in the minors for 10 years. Can you give Lorentz a little bit more of an opportunity, or can you give Nick Waugh more than 12 minutes a night? Have them matter more.
The difference is those guys earned whatever they got. It wasn't given to them. It wasn't like you're in the lineup. You hit second, you hit seventh. It doesn't matter. You stayed there game in, game out because you got the job done to get to the next game. And they earned it. No one gave
But
them
that's what
anything.
has to happen for the Leafs. These guys have to earn it.
With anybody, with any team.
Right.
So they found a way to get the job done. You can't take Ernie out of the lineup. I mean,
He's got an 1,100.
He's probably separate
crazy.
from that conversation.
When they brought him,
But he was a nobody. He was Nick Robertson in April.
Yeah, he got released by the A's.
Okay.
Like 2
He
years ago.
was a nothing, a nobody. Luke,
yeah.
Luke,
Oregon guy.
10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And now he's like clutch.
So let me ask you, why are you so resistant to the idea that the Leafs players could or should earn their way
They've
into
had
more?
ample opportunities.
Bernie was 28 when they got him. Lucas is 30.
I don't know baseball, but I know in hockey, you're done, bud. You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
God,
You're-
you hate the Leafs. It's baffling.
No, I don't hate the Leafs. I'm just saying that you don't have time. You don't have that type of time
Okay.
in hockey like you do baseball.
So their support players will never be good enough, and the lesson is
I don't know whether they're going to be good enough, but if they are going to be good enough, it's got to happen really soon.
Be nice for them to find out
Okay,
if
that's
Nick
all.
Waugh can play 16 minutes for them.
sure, that's a good
Now-
place to start.
This is where I get my Jays and Leafs. Now, I've gone on record here that I am seeing like Freaky Friday stuff between the game of baseball and the game of hockey.
Okay.
My hockey guys have turned into baseball players, and my baseball players have turned into hockey guys, especially when it comes to Jays Leafs.
Fire it up, baby. I'm ready
Here
for
it
this
is.
one. I'm ready.
Here it is. Okay.
Shoveling coal in
Okay?
the old stove here.
Let's go.
And I know Barks is coming on with Blair coming up next, and he's got a theory of character's got nothing to do with baseball.
Can you hit a heater?
Can you hit a heater?
Can you hit the
a heater?
95-hour
That's all. Doesn't
baseball?
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Can you hit it?
But when I see Max Scherzer like burning through his manager and basically telling him, scram, beat it, F off, that is a moment.
And how
Okay.
about Springer texting his manager, quit texting
Buddy.
me. I'm playing.
When I see what we all believed was a cracked kneecap and a guy trying his best to stay in the game, going up and down the lineup, and then having like an army of horses having to pull him off the field and then coming up and playing the next game and then hitting a Kirk Gibson, LA Dodgers home run. That is what legends are made of.
I want horses back there.
And we, in the last few years, have experienced, as early as the playoffs last year, Stolarz needing a stretcher to leave the ice.
He's taking a beating for that.
We
this year, eh?
saw Willie Nylander with migraine headaches. Austin Matthews skates one day in Boston and then leaves the series. What has happened?
So this is the idea of the segment. What can the Leafs learn here?
Tell me,
Which is great.
when was the switch? The baseball players are supposed to be out weeks with a hangnail.
Now, in fairness, Santander missed a huge game with back tightness.
And then they sent him
picking
packing.
spots because they win again.
And then they sent him packing. No, listen. I mean, that's one of the things I love so much about this Blue Jays team is they are gritty. They've been gritty all year, and they've just been a gritty team. And the Leafs are the opposite of that. And it's a tough dichotomy between the two. It really is.
Listen,
No, it's a good one.
and it's going to be hard now for Matthews and Nylander and the group to ever gain what they've saw last night. I'm not saying it's impossible. They could. They're going to get their chance as early as tonight. I would put this game tonight against New Jersey. And we're going to have Tom Fitzgerald join us in a few minutes here, general manager of. This is a tough game. You're coming off that last night. You're coming off Stolarz calling you out, and now you're going to play a very fast team. This might be one of the toughest regular season games of the year for them.
Yeah. Jersey looks really good.
To come in, and you got to show something, man. Look what you're up against.
It's true. You're not like I actually think you're bang on. I would love to sit here and say that's a hot take, but it's not. People are fired up. They're excited about sports in the city. It's a big night.
And this is a chance for them to, Morgan, I know you feel bad
head
today,
coach, too.
right? And you guys all feel bad because you've underachieved and they're doing their thing, but you got to match something tonight.
The other thing, Kip, that just furthers your point is the perspective of they put a Leafs jersey on Vladdy. Vladdy wore a Leafs jersey, and everyone immediately went, ugh, because that's how they feel about where the Leafs
Honestly,
are at.
I'd feel horrible. Like that bugs me.
But
that
also,
bugs me.
that does relate to this tonight, where if they go out and they lose 6-1 to Jersey tonight, the night after watching the Blue Jays do what they do, everyone's just going to have that the Leafs, apathy is the worst thing from a fan base, and I think you're at risk of generating real apathy.
I got a lesson that stop making fun of Toronto sports fans. That everybody bags on the Leaf fans for how quiet it is in the building and how it's the choir spot. It's church. That wasn't church at Rogers Center last night. That's the best crowd I've ever been a part of. People were fired up all the way through the game. They're down 3-1. People are still standing for every
They're
two
chanting
strikeouts.
"Let's go Blue Jays" as he hits that home run. By the way, down 2.
And you know why? Because there's real sports fans that go there. They can justify spending the money for what am I going to spend $250 on a regular season game against the National Predators, or am I going to go throw it on a Blue Jays playoff game? And people in the city are passionate, and they're allowed to be passionate at the Blue Jays game. People are fired up. If you're in the lower bowl at Scotiabank Arena acting like I was or anybody was, people will be like, could you please sit down? Could you please sit down? Like, you're not allowed to act like that. There's real sports fans in this city.
You are allowed when you believe that they can win. Sammy, they're not cutting deals when the Leafs are in the height of the playoffs and you believe. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
It's a different feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, people love to make fun of Toronto sports in terms of like it being quiet and all this. We ain't quiet. We're not a quiet group of people. And we're fired up. We love our teams. And I would just love to see more energy like that. Like, even for regular season games. Like, the crowds at the Scotiabank this year have been brutal. But I get it because it just seems like nobody cares. They're like, well, the Jays are the biggest pop they get every time there's at the game. It's remember they put up the 2-1 goal or 2-1 home run Jimenez hit against the against the Seattle Mariners. Biggest cheer of the night. People are too locked into Jays, but I hate when people make fun of Toronto sports fans.
Now, I will say too, part of this related, having success thing is pretty simple about your best players being your best players.
Yep.
Vladdy wins MVP of the series.
Yep.
Springer hits a big one. They didn't have Bo Bichette, so you can overcome some things, but it does have to be Matthews and Nylander and Nyes and Tavares and Riley, like those guys. It doesn't have to be in Game 7 necessarily, right? Vladdy wasn't his best game, but it does have to be in the series. That's another lesson is you just can't win without those guys going. And you also, you saw Cal Raleigh hit 3 homers in the series.
Yep.
Judge.
God, he was crushed, eh?
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the best things ever is leaving the potential MVP
on deck.
On deck. And Bourne said it best before the show, leaving Chris Bassett getting 1-2-3 in the 8th inning to set it up so that it's 8-9-1, so you don't have to face Cal Raleigh. Huge moment in the game.
Even one guy gets through, it can change
I would
things.
personally like to say that I never said one bad thing about Jeff Hoffman all year. I've been his biggest fan the entire season, and he came through for me in the clutch.
He had a lot of confidence.
That's big
last
time.
night.
That's big time.
Yeah.
That is
6 outs the
absolutely
night
big time.
before.
Yeah, big time.
3
Let's
strikeouts.
Let's do game time
Yeah.
so we can break to get to Fitzy. It's game time, presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. World Series. Would you like to hazard a guess at what the Blue Jays odds are to win this baseball series?
Plus
250?
Yeah.
300?
200? I don't know.
Plus 180. The Dodgers are minus 220.
I'm getting a Raptor final
Golden State.
Golden State
You need a couple
feel
ACLs
where,
to tear
where
on the
no
other
one
side.
gave no one gave the Raptors a chance.
No, that's true.
Is that right, Sammy?
Totally. There's a bunch of people around this city that have NBA Finals hats because they didn't believe that they were going to win the whole thing.
Right.
So I think there was a lot of people that, and guess what? Here's this, I cheer about that championship. It's great, but they probably don't win if Kevin Durant doesn't tear his ACL.
I see a 7-game series.
Really?
I do.
Love to hear that. So
Starting in Toronto's cool.
I'm going to give out my World Series MVP, and this guy has been our boy all playoff long. Give me Ernie Clement, World Series MVP, 40-1.
40-1. Ernie.
40-1.
Ernie Clement wins World Series MVP. That would be an all-time historic.
Buddy, Steve Pierce once won
Is
World
that
Series
right?
MVP. You have a few big homers and you win the series. You never know.
Yeah.
Ernie Clement, you heard it here first. And that was game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Sam, we talked about it before the show, but the Vladdy hit after the Springer home run that he lined out to left field,
Hardest hit ball in history.
it was still on the way up. I mean, the fielder was like this, and by the end, he had to jump.
If he got air under that was in like the 500s.
Yeah.
So who caught George's ball? I bet he's been on a media tour.
Has
What
he?
do you think that ball's is worth?
I don't know. It's funny how often
gotta be
they-
worth something.
Oh yeah, they often go to guys like that now, and they're like, "We'll give you 2 bats and free tickets," and then you got to go home with that ball.
Yeah, go home.
You got to get home.
Season tickets.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Get out
I'd
of there
take
and go
season
home.
tickets.
Yeah. Did you guys want to see the video of the final out?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you got it.
I do,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Let's do
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Sammy and
yeah.
Allie right in front of us here. Sam. In the hell. Just like you.
Oh my God. But I hope you're that excited if you have a kid.
Well, good thing you don't have to worry about that, buddy. Listen, I told Allie last time, like, I loved our wedding day. I was like, I loved our wedding day, but there's no way that was better than that home run. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Take a quick break here. When we return, the general manager of the New Jersey Devils as they get set to face the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Tom Fitzgerald when we return. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, and Sammy McKee. All right, let's welcome in the general manager of the New Jersey Devils. Been on the show before, Tom Fitzgerald. Fitzy, thanks for joining us, man. How are you? I know game one didn't feel that great, but 4 regulation wins since then. So feeling a little better, I bet. Not Blue Jay happy, but pretty happy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, good for the Blue Jays. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. We knew right when the schedule came out what it looked like, and the gauntlet that we are going through still. But it's a great measuring stick for our guys, and Sheldon has them. I don't think Sheldon's ever happy, but he likes the direction that we're going, which is great.
How has the process been for you guys of hiring Sheldon, working with him through some frustrating injuries and stuff last year to where things are at this season?
It's been great. I didn't know Sheldon at all. I don't think I've ever was introduced to him. But I admired him from afar. And then looking at what I felt our group needed, and the type of player Sheldon was able to coach and develop as well. I just thought it was a great fit. So last year, I would say his standards and his expectations on a daily basis, practices, how to execute drills to the fullest. I don't want to say it was an eye opener or a shock, but it was different. That's all. It was a little bit different. And I think coming into this year, we dealt with some injuries, and a lot of teams deal with those injuries. And I know I loved his attitude. It's always next man up mentality. And here we are this year. There's, again, the standards and expectations coming into camp from a player to coach. But our guys were now conditioned to it. So I thought we had a really good camp. Again, starting off the season with the teams and the schedules that we're playing. Again, I just thought, well, we'll see what we're made of here. Like where we're at, another tough test tonight. So, but so far so good.
Like any player, I'm sure a coach wants to maybe beat his old team. Had a couple of cracks, I think, last season. Didn't happen, but I'm sure he'd like to get a big win tonight against the Leafs nonetheless. They're coming off, some inconsistencies here, and there's some speculation that they need to get a lot tougher here. I imagine you still expect a very tough game tonight.
Oh, wait, of course. They're a great team. They're very well coached. They're disciplined, so with Sheldon, that'd be great. But at the end of the day, he's just, it's not about Sheldon beating the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's about our organization, getting another 2 points or try anyways. And, but it would be great, for him anyways. But again, how we start, how our special teams are, some scoring from our bottom six. We just need to have that continue. So, but all good.
Tom, where are you guys at, I guess, compared to where you want to get to here? Is this team, ready to contend for a Stanley Cup?
Again, I think we've taken steps to where we want to be. We haven't gotten there. That's for sure. couple years back, had a great regular season, a great first round against the Rangers, and then it all stops, right? When you hit a team like Carolina, and last year we played Carolina again. So, getting out of our division would be great. But listen, I don't want to get too far ahead here. I think, honestly, I don't like looking down the road. I'm a big believer in the now. Stay in today. If you start thinking ahead, the future usually crumbles a little bit because you're not taking care of business today. So, listen, we're playing well, playing good hockey, but there's 77 more games here. So, we'll just pull it back a little bit and let's just keep. Again, I believe I'm a process-driven person, and my hockey team is no different. Take a step every day, get better every single day, and then however the scoreboard looks at the end of the night, at least you look yourself in the mirror and you can say you gave it everything you have, and today we'll take care of it tomorrow. So that's kind of my attitude.
You're listening to Tom Fitzgerald, the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, as they get set to face.
Whoa.
What did I say?
Toronto Maple Leafs?
Devils. Sorry, I got Blue Jays on my mind. Sorry about that. General manager of the New Jersey Devils as they get set to play the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you mentioned process, Fitzy. Where's the process with the development of your star players? And Jack Hughes, I know, has had injury issues, from maybe, his rookie year coming in now. He's 24. Just where is he in his development as one of our stars in the National Hockey League and ready to kind of lead along with Nico Hischier?
Well, we're fortunate to have, not only Jack, but, Jesper Bratt and Luke Hughes and Simone Nemec and Nico Hischier. So Jack he's a talent man. There's not many more talented hockey players, what he can do with the puck and how elusive he is. And he's had some injuries. But we're dealing today. His game is in a really good spot. He's taking steps as a leader on and off the ice. And you said it, he's only 24. Hasn't even hit his prime yet. So we're excited about that, but he's leading by example on the ice. You watch the way he played the last game against McDavid, and he was he's doing all the right thing. Back checking, stripping pucks from behind, creating his offense like he usually does. So we lean on Jack. He's a great player, but like any young player, he's continued to mature and watch his game grow. From a winning standpoint, we want to win. We want to win hockey games, and Jack's definitely a contributor to us winning these last early in the season.
Looking at the schedule as you guys headed into it in October, pretty loaded group of opponents, and as we've mentioned, off to a very good start. Part of that, Jake Allen's been really good for you guys. If you're focusing on the now, you have to be happy with how that's played out to begin the year.
We're grateful to Jake and his family that they wanted to stay in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. They valued living there. They valued the team. Where they thought this team can go and wanted to be part of it. So believe me, I tip my hat to him. You don't usually get those type of calls for free agency when he's the hottest goalie on the market that he wants to stay and let's try to work this out. And he had to do what he wanted to do to stay. So yeah, he's played great, and he's a true pro. He prepares himself, every single day. Nothing changes. He doesn't take for granted where he's at, and feels he can play a bunch of more years. So we're excited. He has played well, knock on wood, and we're you're going to see him again tonight.
Like most general managers, I'm sure you're going to tell me you're always looking to improve the roster. But how difficult, Fitzy, is it out there to make a trade these days? And we do know that there's a new change in terms of the CBA and how much you're allowed to kind of hold back now, and whether or not we're going to see trade deadline days like we did before, or are we anticipating that the only trade we'll ever kind of see from here on in is just money in, money out?
That's a great question, Nick. I'm not really sure for for us, you know, there is an old cliche. You really get to know your team probably around the 20, 25 game mark, and you can start assessing possible needs. Then that's how I've always looked at it. I don't know. Again, I don't know with the new rules and the cap and the playoffs, you know, how that's going to work. You know, right off the bat, you're seeing guys re-sign with their team. So, you know, are more and more star players going to get the free agency? Meaning, if they get into free agency, then on the deadline, if the teams can't sign them, then they're going to move them. I'm not really sure. But it is hard to make a deal. You know, one, you've got to have the assets to give up that a team is actually looking for, and two, you got to have the space or try to make that work. So it isn't easy, but usually when you focus in on something, a position, player, you know, if you start talking the same language, then there's always a good chance you can get a deal done.
Tom, just a few weeks into the season here, is there anyone on your roster that you've been surprised with, that it maybe has given you more than you've hoped, or has you know, taken the step you thought they may eventually?
Well, I think there's a couple. You know, the first would be Connor Brown.
Yeah.
You know, we knew he was a good hockey player. You know, we knew what his stats and underlying numbers read last year. What I didn't realize, and I've known Connor, I played here, you know, going way back. He's a leader. Like, I didn't realize the leadership qualities that he has off the ice. The guys really look up to him. So he's driving a lot of areas of our team. But we knew he was a good player. He's really contributing in areas that we thought he would, but we're now seeing it. And the other kid is actually he's a young player, is the Gritsu kid, who came in and, you know, he's had a really good camp. Now he's been a pro for the last few years over in the KHL. You know, 5th round draft pick, I believe, or 4th. He's a good hockey player. He's just a little snake bit right now when it comes to, you know, putting the puck in the back of the net, but you know, his main asset is his vision. He really sees the ice well, and quite honestly, playing with Connor on a line with Cody Glass, they've actually really helped drive some offense for us. We know they're good defensively, but yeah, he's a kid. We're very happy to add that, not knowing what we were actually getting when he decided to come on over.
Hey, Tom, over the last few years, if you just generally ask anybody who's the fastest team in the league, often people would say the New Jersey Devils. Is that by design? Is that something that was at the top of, you know, your wish list in terms of makeup of a team?
I think the majority of the league is fast. You know, I don't think you really tend to talk about teams who are slow. You know, I don't think that's part of any team's DNA, quite honestly. But the thing that I felt has been the difference with us is just how we play with the puck. And we've got defensemen who actually can move pucks quick out of our own end and through the neutral zone and transition fast or quick. You know, puck comes out, puck goes back in. And that tends to make you look faster than you are, because I could probably go up and down the roster and say, okay, you can get on the goal line and we'll sprint up and down. Like, probably not as fast as people may think, but we think fast and we move pucks fast, and hence makes us look fast.
Yeah, that's certainly a big part of it. You know, have you seen an evolution in the game? You mentioned the whole league being fast now. You know, do you feel like it's a detriment to a team to be a heavier team? You know, just thinking about Florida. Florida getting playoffs is maybe not the fastest team. Or is it just sort of styles make fights and there's more than one way to build a successful team?
Well, I would say, you know, Florida is a big, heavy. They can play any type of game you want to play. You want to play a fast game, they actually can play fast. They've got people who move pucks fast, and you want to play, you know, a heavy game and a hard game. Well, they got that too. You know what I try to find? I have assets, and my assets are, you know, some skill, and some quickness and some speed. And you're not gonna. I don't believe you can have 12 of those guys up front. So finding that good mix, but your bottom 6 guys understanding what they are and be able to grind teams down and give your coach the luxury of putting them out against top lines of the opposition because they're trustworthy and they understand it. And you can see that like the Cody Glass line with Connor and Gritsu. They'll get shifts against other teams' top lines at home, not just on the road, but at home. And it allows our skill guys, the Nikos and Jacks, kind of frees them up a little bit. So, the Panthers are 2-time Stanley Cup champs. I don't want to say it's a copycat league, but having a mix of all that is really what we're trying to do.
Tom, we really appreciate your time on our show. All the best to you tonight and the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Tom Fitzgerald, general manager, the New Jersey Devils. Interesting. At the end of the day, nobody could out-skate the puck.
No. Yeah, you move it fast. What's interesting to me is hearing him talk about Sheldon Keefe and, like, people having to get used to the standard and coming into this year being more prepared for the standard. When I worked with Sheldon, I used to do up like the pregame reports or whatever and publish them. I'd have to show them to him first and get the green light to post them. And the first couple of weeks, he was circling commas. There's one comma that he didn't like. And he wanted me to print it again with the comma out. And I was like, what's it matter? So we can't show that to the players. Like, if we're not professional, they're not going to be professional. I was like, all right, if this is what we're doing. And, he wore me down a little bit in the early days, but you come to know that, okay, we're down to the very last comma here.
So he has yet to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I got to think that's eating his jockey shorts.
I'm going to tell you something right now. It's happening tonight.
He wants.
It is happening tonight.
I don't know where this stands with any other regular season. He's been behind the New Jersey Devil bench, but this one is the one he wants.
Yeah.
There is
I would say that's 100% accurate.
Would you say there is some moolah on the board tonight, I would imagine?
I would think
that
he's motivating the guys.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah, and well aware of what the Leafs are up to at all times.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of energy that the Leafs come out with. And
no Cowan tonight.
No Cowan. Not overly surprised.
Do you want to hear the coach talk about that? We have a clip on it.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It was the only non-Blue Jays question today at Morning Skate. Derek, if we could play Berube clip 4, please.
So Cowan being out, is that just a numbers game, or do you think he can benefit?
I think he needs just a reset, get a game to watch, and it's always good for young guys to watch a game at some point. But Cowan's in a good spot.
Yeah, they want to develop him up here right now. I don't know how they're going to feel in another week or two, but I'm starting to now grow on just sending him down.
Yeah. I just think there's no chance it's not the best thing for him to just have the chance to have the puck more, score some more goals, be important.
And if they are going through an identity crisis that could last another week or 2 weeks, and I don't know what that means, 500 hockey, a game or two above, maybe they take off, get some breathing room, put him back in. But if it's kind of going to look the way it's looked for another week or two, I'm not sure I want him in this environment.
No.
It's a great point. Where it's just like it's the temperature is going to be turned up here.
Yes.
It's maybe not the best.
Yes.
Spot. That's great observation. I just did fully on dry settle there.
Great observation.
I'm just have no brains left. I'm thinking of our drops.
You're just hitting repeat on.
But let me ask you a philosophical question. It's better for his development to play for the Marlies than to be practicing with the Leafs and being with the Leafs and working with the Leafs.
No. Teammates don't want to see that. A part-time teammate.
Interesting.
Play a game, disappear. No, you're practicing with us to get ready to play a game in the American Hockey League, then you stay with that team. You're not parachuted in and What's next? Just power play? You know? No. If he's with the Marlies, you practice with the Marlies, you dress with the Marlies, you eat with the
I
Marlies.
think we had a miscommunication.
Miscommunication.
You're saying
What I meant is like,
practice with the Leafs?
no. Is it better for his development to go be with the Marlies or be with the Leafs and practice and play a little bit here and there and just kind of be up with the big
okay.
club?
I thought you meant
Yeah.
stay, practice with the Leafs and play with the Marlies.
No. That's
Okay,
insane.
all right, okay.
I'm glad that
Right, yeah,
people don't think I said that because
okay.
that's incredibly
and I don't
stupid.
want to. I just have bad ears.
No, you're bang on though.
So, I just think he's so young. He's just really young right now. You just got to be careful with him. And if it's going to kind of get a little dicey here with the wins and losses, and so much pressure even on Austin and Morgan and Willie now, and even Stolarz. Stolarz, stuck his neck out the other day, and I hope it works out well.
Big night for him
Could
tonight.
it be what they needed in terms of just shaking it up right now, or I told you what the potential pitfalls are too, also of what he did. Like he covered a lot, guys. He just didn't cover being run by the opposition.
Right.
He went over a lot of stuff. He questioned coaching. He questioned their leadership. He questioned their strategy on shooting the puck.
coaching?
Yeah.
What coaching did he question?
How they score goals. Low, high, like watching catch in the backyard.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's he calling out there?
I think the players for not going to the net, that the goalie can see it.
So what? You're calling out your coach. That's your coach's job to tell the guys how to score goals or to strategize how to score goals. It's not your job.
The further we get away from it, and I am getting a little closer to Kyper's side. It was scorched earth. He went scorched earth.
He covered everything.
He did.
Okay.
He's like, a lot of guys have been here a long time.
If he just stuck with, I don't want to get run anymore, I'm okay with you.
Yeah.
Now you're telling Austin Matthews, who's one of the greatest goal scorers to start a career in history, that he's playing catch in the backyard. Okay. All right,
So many leaps to be like, he's telling Austin Matthews this.
It was wild.
Huh?
It was wild.
So
I loved it. But.
So, pressure's on him to come big time now.
But my point with all this is that that's okay. Pressure is okay. We don't have to, now I have to play good. You do have to play good.
Bourne, would you say that pressure is a privilege?
I would say it's a privilege. If I'd put it on a T-shirt, pressure is a privilege.
And my whole point is,
go play good.
You're just, the messenger matters to me. I want to hear it from you, but I don't want to hear it from you.
By the way, I don't know what changed from last year to this year, but this mockery of Stolarz leaving the postseason last year, this faux concussion you seem to think he made up or whatever.
No, I don't think he made it up. I just think that's where guys want you to hang in there. That's where you become George Springer.
You want guys who've been hit in the head, seeing stars. To get back
I want
out
guys that can take that type of hit and still stay in it. I'm not saying that you weren't concussed, and I'm not saying it wasn't worthy of you being stretchered off.
Right.
But I just need guys that I believe that won't get stretchered off.
Isn't that the Trump line? I want military guys who haven't been shot or something.
I want horses back there.
I want horses back there. That's
Boys,
all.
I am fading. Holy
Sammy's dragon.
Woo, boy. Go Jays.
And Sammy will be on Leaf Stock
All
tonight.
right.
Oh, I will? I don't know about that.
How many more sleeps till game one?
Don't know. A few?
A few.
A few. Yeah, I don't know how many sleeps that is, Derek.
All right. And no darts until we win the World Series.
Bingo.
Our thanks to Steve Valiquette, CEO, Clear Sight Analytics, and Tom Fitzgerald, the general manager of the New Jersey Devils. See, I got it right.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, give us a rating and review. We'd love to hear from you. Till tomorrow, Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Have a great night, everybody.